Alright, let's go ahead and head towards Lon Lon Ranch. It's time to finally find out what was inside of that cave that the Gorons had to dig through. I hope you can hardly contain your anticipation. Surely it's a great treasure, worthy of such an endeavor. Sometimes you can't tell them apart. Well, me neither. With 6 Gorons all here at once, this starts to smell a little ripe. Yeah, I'm gonna take your word for that, dude. Alright, so the treasure is... it's an empty bottle. You did all that for another empty bottle. Just what I always wanted, I guess. I'm not sure I can really classify that as worthwhile, but hey, at least we have all the bottles now. Alright, what else can I be doing now? Alright, we'll warp to Minish Village, even though we could have walked since it's close by. If I can't do this now, then I may have to wait until after we enter the final dungeon. Now you do want to swap back to normal bombs before the final dungeon, because we are going to need them. I'm pretty sure I remember there being one point where we have to toss a bomb across a gap, and it has to explode at just the right time in order to cross it. It's not really possible with remote bombs, I don't think. Alright, so let's head over this way. Okay, so we won't be able... He's not going to fuse with me just yet, so we're going to have to wait until we enter the final dungeon. That's fair enough. Alright then, I think the only thing we can really do now is... really head for the Elemental Sanctuary and infuse that wind element into our sword now. Now before you do that, make sure there aren't any other many other Kinstone fusions that you have to do, because once we enter the Elemental Sanctuary and infuse the sword, then a lot of people will be leaving town, so some Kinstone fusions may become impossible after that. So definitely make sure there's not someone in town that you may need to fuse Kinstones with before you infuse the sword. Now, I'm actually just going to check something real quick, so bear with me a moment. Alright, now I think there may be something secret within the Royal Valley, so let's head there real quick. Now, I remember I learned about this in my last run of this game a few years ago, but I didn't really act on it. I think it's mainly because I forgot about it. So let's just head to the Royal Valley real quick. Now, if you talk to Dampe at some point after you've completed the Temple of Droplets, he actually gives some directions, and it's directions referring to the Royal Valley. In particular, the Lost Woods section. I think he told me to go... let go. You need to go left, 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 and then up, up, and then up one more time. Oh! And then up one more time, maybe? Oh, never mind. Well, it got us some mysterious shells, so I guess that was worth it. Oh, and as far as the figurines are concerned, I don't think that we can get the last of the figurines made until the end of the game, or I should say after you've completed the game once, so that's something I'll have to do after I've already finished the game. Because I definitely want to finish off my figurine collection. I have 120 of the 130 needed to complete the collection. Well, at any rate, guys, it's now time to infuse our sword with the wind element. So let's get right to it. Well, at least these guys are deaf, so they can't hear me rolling around. Sneak in for the secret entrance again. Okay, we made it to the Elemental Sanctuary again. Time to infuse the blade with the fourth and final element. Pretty. The power of the wind element has infused your blade. With the power of the four elements, your blade has become the Four Sword. Focus power on your blade and release to fire a beam. Use it to break Vaati's curse and restore the people of Hyrule. Interesting. So we now have the Four Sword. Seems that forging the sacred blade somehow opened a doorway. Must lead to a room that holds the secret of the Light Force. Alright, let's go investigate. Got some stained glass in here. Ah, yes. This was the story that was told at the beginning of the game. There's a new one this time. And the force of the golden light, embodied in Hyrule's princess, shone forth upon the lands. It's Vaati. Ugh. Crud. Now he knows where it is. Great. Oh, he disguised himself as the king. I just thought he possessed his body. Fair enough. When he learned of this place, he waited for us to reforge the blade. If that stained glass is accurate, Princess Zelda holds the Light Force. Vaati will do whatever it takes to steal that power from her. If he succeeds, we may never be able to return the princess to normal. We've wasted too much time. We must stop Vaati. Agreed, Eslo. We need to stop him. So first things first, let's get out of here. So now that we have the Force Sword, there can be 4 Links at once. Now, unfortunately, due to Vaati's influence, he's completely transformed Hyrule Castle into a dark place filled with monsters. Yep, everyone's been petrified. But luckily, since we have the Force Sword, we can break the petrification curse on these guys. You're free! Yeah, we already learned that, dude. Sorry, excuse me a moment. Sorry, I couldn't seem to clear my throat there. Well, don't worry, we're gonna try and undo the evil he's unleashed here. Vaati took our petrified princess to the roof of the castle. He must be planning something fiendish. You must stop him. I'll try to. The real King of Hyrule must be locked up somewhere in the castle. Please find him. As soon as we've recovered, we'll start looking too. So welcome to Dark Hyrule Castle, the final dungeon of the game. Now, I didn't really want to go to the final dungeon right away, but we didn't have a choice. Because we needed to make the sword become the Force Sword. So we're gonna try and make a beeline for the exit as quickly as possible. So our first objective is to find the King of Hyrule, and... well, let's just find him first, see what happens from there. Looks like the power of our sword has upgraded as well. There's a Minish portal. I remember what to do here. We need to drop down this pit as Minish Link. That allows us to go through here. We'll go back to normal size and open up the cell doors. See, there's the King of Hyrule right next to us. So let's break his petrification as well. You okay there, King? Yep, that I did. You've grown quite brave since I last saw you, I must say. But oh, how this castle has suffered while I was under Vaati's curse. As King of Hyrule, I must do something about this villain, but... I'm old, I would only hold you back. You have the Sacred Blade now, we must rely on you. Please, you must find a way to rescue Zelda. Take this key, you can use it to get out of the castle from the basement. Don't worry, we'll save her. In a little while, anyway. Now that we have that small key, let's try and find the exit. Oops, wrong way. Our real Link has to be the one that we need to start pushing rocks now. There's the dungeon map. It's handy that we found it so quickly. Ah, good. Here's the exit. Alrighty, so now that we have the Force Sword, there's a couple more things that we can do around the world. Now, as I mentioned, a lot of the townsfolk, I believe, have fled town now. And that happens after we've gotten the Force Sword and entered the final dungeon. Get this heart piece now. Also got a kinstone piece. Another one. Alright, cool. Let's also head into the mayor's house, because we should be able to push the rock in its basement now as well. Oh, I guess we only needed 3, technically, to do that. Oh well. So we could actually have done this later. So once all of the rocks have been pushed into place, we can pull this treasure chest out of the way, and then push it into that hole just below us. What do we get? 200 rupees. That's nice, I guess. It's good to see these guys are still around. pick up a green charm from Ferror. Now what the green charm does is it boosts your power and attack, although it doesn't boost it as much as, say, Din's regular attack power would, or Nehru's regular defense boost would. But it gives you a little bit of both as a to make up for that fact. Oh wait, no, I don't want to warp. Alright, next we're gonna head back to the Goron cave, because there should be someone that we can fuse kinstones with there now. It's this dude. What a nap. Whoa. Hello, Big Goron. Man, he's huge. We'll go pay a visit to him real quick. Hello, Big Goron. But I'm not a Goron. You make this big Goron happy with this unexpected visit to my distant home. And yes, if you should ever accomplish some major feat, well, then you should come back and visit me again. Don't forget. Now, this major feat that he's talking about is completing the game twice. So that's something I'll probably do off screen if I decide to do it. Alright, now we can warp to the Minish village, and then we should be able to start fusing kinstones with that one dude there. So let's fuse it with him once. Then we're gonna head right back in and infuse with him again. And I think we can fuse with him a third time, if I'm not mistaken. Oh, maybe not. let's go to the Vale Falls one first. Then we'll head to Lake Hylia. Alright, now, besides the very last heart piece, I believe we've collected them all. Now, the last heart piece you get by collecting all 130 of the figurines. Then there's someone we have to talk to in Hyrule Town, and he'll let us into the house that has the final heart piece of the game in there. It's quite a pain to do, just simply because you need a ton of mysterious shells to do it, but I think I should be able to do it this time. Last time I recorded this game a few years ago, I just got too annoyed because I ran out of shells pretty quickly, and I didn't want to, like, go around just collecting random single shells because I ran out of the ones from treasure chests. But I played it a bit differently this time, and I think I'm going to be able to do it. The only downside to that is because we can't get all the figurines until the game's completed once, I won't be able to get the 20th heart container until after the game's already done. It's unfortunate, but at least we'll be able to get it at all. Alright, so let's go through here. Oops. Luckily, we can just bypass most of those pits and traps with Rock's Cape. Hey, how'd you find me, kid? You're a real humdinger. So since you found me, I'm going to give you my #1 treasure. A heart container. Go figure. It's very rare. I think this is like the first time in the series you got like a heart container from completing a side quest. Alright, so I'm gonna warp back to Hyrule Town. Actually, let's go to South Hyrule Field. I want to see how many more Kinstone fusions I have to do from Tingle. Four more Kinstone fusions to do. I have no idea which ones they are, though. I'm also not sure if they're actually unlocked right at this moment, or if I have to complete the game to get the rest. Well, at any rate, folks, I think this is going to be a good time for a break. I'm going to go ahead and look around the towns and stuff to see if I can find the last of the Kinstone fusions. And when you join me, once I'm done with that, when you join me next in a little bit, then we'll be taking on the final dungeon, Dark Hyrule Castle. So see you in a little bit, guys.